Okay, so there's been a slight delay because I've been on holiday, but we are back. We have got some more parts. So we've got 3 boards. So quite some time ago I bought a whole set of circuit boards and split them with another guy. He's a bit of a legend in the sort of EV repair world, Pete Melville. If you're a member of Hevra or you've sort of been around EV repair circles for a while, you'll know Pete is a really nice guy. And general all-round legend. So he still had some boards spare, so he sent me his spares. He's not doing much in sort of parts nowadays, so yeah, he sent me all his spares, which is 3. Slightly amusing story, slightly annoying story. He keeps everything in a storage container, including these. So he went to the storage container, got them. He's got loads of parts, sort of broken parts that he's tested, some good parts, just kind of, he keeps everything there, just a shipping container. Went and got these for me, posted them over to me. And I've been on holiday, and then he went there the last couple of days, and the padlock wasn't on the container, and he thought, oh, okay, someone's been in here. Open up the door, totally empty. The whole shipping container totally empty. It looks like there's been some kind of miscommunication with the storage company, and they've basically emptied the container, and it looks like they've thrown everything away. So these have been saved from the jaws of the skip, potentially, and it's kind of really annoying because some of the parts, they're not like mega valuable. We didn't pay a fortune when I bought this whole set, but they're just really hard to get hold of because there's not a lot of these cars and lots of the other parts. Sometimes you get a load of parts from a vehicle, one might be faulty, but you might use another small part to fix a car, or you might just send it to a garage just to try this, like we know on this unit. So some units do multiple jobs, like it might be a combined DC-DC converter and motor controller together, and a garage might have one with a faulty motor controller, and we've got one with a faulty DC-DC converter. You just put it on for test purposes. Do your fault codes go away? Do they change when you put this unit on? So your fault code's clear, and the ones that we know that this unit has come back when you put this on, but you don't get any others, and it just proves the faults in that unit. Or maybe you can use maybe you can take the good bits of those units and make a working one, kind of thing. This is kind of the stuff we do, but we do it on the basis of having a container full of parts, and that stuff is potentially all gone. They're trying to work out sort of where that is and whatever. But yeah, so anyway, a little bit of a shock when I had that conversation, but here we are. I'm just getting the camera set up for the time lapse, and we've got the boards, and yeah, let's do it. I guess little recap, if you've joined at this point, this is a 14-year-old Mitsubishi i-miev. It's got a battery pack fault, high voltage fault. I bought it, it's done 27,000 miles, that's really low mileage. I've worked on lots of these cars, they're immensely fixable, and just kind of to prove that EVs are fixable, this has got a battery pack fault on one of the circuit boards, one of those boards inside the pack, but this can be fixed. This 14-year-old electric car is going to get back on the road, if at all possible. So let's do it. Okay, so little mid-repair update. We're actually getting somewhere. So I had to try a couple of different circuit boards and getting them sort of programmed into a set to all communicate with the BMS has been a bit of fun and games, but we are getting somewhere. So we've now got the battery gauge showing, and also the high voltage warning light that comes up about there has gone out. It's got the ABS lights on just because I've done a scan with the diagnostic machine and that does that basically. But yeah, so what that gauge means, the fact that it can show the battery charge level, is that the car's getting a valid signal from all of the battery monitoring. It's kind of happy with everything, and it's happy to show us we've got 2/3 battery, which is cool. And if we look on the diagnostic machine, we've got module 1, so we've got all reasonable voltages, and then we get onto module 2, and we got those there. And before, these figures were kind of all over the place, and just for sort of testing purposes, I've been swapping around module 1 and module 2, and just basically making sure that everything's definitely happy, rather than getting it all back together and finding we've still got an issue. One little bit of fun and games. These things always happen. So you can see we've got a captive nut there. There should be a captive nut under there, but when I undid it, it dropped down out of its little plastic holder. So I'm going to have to take this module out, I think, and then just retrieve that nut, because you don't want anything metal sort of floating around in the battery pack, and obviously we need a nut to hold the bolt on that holds the bus bar on. But yeah, it's all good. So right, we'll crack on. Okay, so the car now starts and drives. We can put it in drive, and away we go. Let's just focus that. Sorry, it's a little sort of end of the day today, so there's low sun. But yeah, it moves. Brakes sound terrible, which is not a massive surprise, because it's been sat for a long time. So at the end of the time lapse, once the battery was kind of in and the wires, high voltage wires, were connected, I had the car, I just left it running, and that's the best way to check whether things are kind of good, because if it gets a skew reading from the battery, it'll shut down. The car was still in ready, but the warning light came back, so drivetrain warning light came back, and the diagnostic machine says cooling fail, something to that effect, cooling system fail. It's not, that's not inside the high voltage battery. That is there we go, stored now, but I suspect that will become active again. I suspect that's probably the water pump for drivetrain cooling, because I haven't heard that kick in. But that's just a standard water pump. The car starts and drives, and to be honest, I'm totally exhausted and I'm done for today. I will catch you later.